What up, crypto fam? It's Phantom, having another day looking at the market. The little dog's still on board, it looks like. Let me see if she'll come up. Just gonna help Bitcoin pump to 50K. I am hoping she's gonna use all of her powers. That said, Bitcoin still looks strong. I am okay with us kind of taking the slow road up to the new all-time highs. But having said that, I think it's important to note that we did start approaching the major resistance zones, so that does need to be taken into account. I'm still kind of sidelined, waiting to see how Bitcoin plays off of these resistance zones, because if history's taught me anything, we tend to reject and reject hard before we do start continuation up. You can see it here on our first bull run. You can see it again here in the last bull run. We do have strong pullbacks. We have taken longer to make a move, but I think even with that consolidation, we could rip down harder at this larger resistance level, and I would rather have assets held on standby ready to deploy when we do make that dip, because I think after the dip will just be continuation to the upside. That's my plan, at least. Obviously not financial advice, but as I mentioned on the channel every time, to make sure that you have a plan with confirmation and invalidation zones, and we stick to that plan and we move forward. So Bitcoin right now is looking really healthy. I think it looks good. I think these types of rejections as we approach this resistance level is completely normal. I was expecting that. We've been talking about that on stream. So nothing here surprising me. I think if Bitcoin can get through this resistance, we have a pretty smooth move up to the next larger chunk of resistance. And then after that, obviously, it's just moon mission. I think we hit, at 90K plus. I think it's going to be green light for just about everything that did well in the other bull cycles. So it's definitely something I'm watching, definitely something I'm looking forward to. The fear and greed index looks like it moved down a little bit from yesterday. We're still in greed territory. I think it's because we haven't been, pushing up as hard as we were the past couple days, and the market's kind of reacting to that. I do have some pretty cool articles. I have two bullish articles and one bearish article. So I'll start with what's bullish. Binance US is on track to go public and expects to close pre-IPO funding round next month. Binance US reportedly plans to go public within the next few years. Speaking at Blockchain Week on Monday, Binance US CEO Brian Schroeder said the cryptocurrency exchange was on track for an initial public offering in 2 to 3 years, as per a report from Forecast. So they want to kind of do what Coinbase did this year and go public with an offering. And the more the exchanges get validation and integration into the stock market, I think is going to be healthy for our future. I see a future where in the next 5 to 10 years they're one and the same. That exchanges, like Webull and E-Trade and things like that will just, Binance will be a name in there. Coinbase will be a name in there. It'll just be another platform to provide liquidity. And I think the next phase of competition is going to be DEX, the decentralized exchanges, where the people start pushing their liquidity instead of the exchanges holding on to that. So this is really bullish. I think it's important for blockchain and cryptocurrency to continue to integrate with the stock market and the exchange systems that exist today. So I was very happy to see this. The other bullish article that I found, which I found really interesting, Grayscale, Bitcoin EFT rejection could trigger Grayscale to sue the SEC. The SEC's deadline to approve or reject Grayscale's filing is July 6th, after which, I'm not going to attempt that, said all options are on the table. In seeking legal action, Grayscale could argue that the SEC has granted approval to Bitcoin derivatives-backed EFTs, but has repeatedly denied spot EFT applications. A spot-traded EFT tracks the price of the underlying asset as a stock, granting easier access to the asset for investors, which is why it continues to get pushed back, right? They don't want to make any type of trading Bitcoin easy for the market currently. They kind of want to just continue pumping their brakes and having the little bit of control that they have left. Grayscale Investments operate over a dozen funds with almost $40 billion in assets under management, and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust currently trades with a discount of over 20% compared to net asset values. Spot Bitcoin EFTs are traded in countries like Canada, Brazil, and the United Arab Emirates already. The last piece of news that I found interesting is a bearish piece of news. It uses on-chain analytics, which I think is incredibly valuable. I know there's a bunch of people that are super against it, but I've always thought that data-driven decisions are our strongest practice going forward. And on-chain data just helps provide insight. It's not right all the time. It's not wrong all the time. I use it as a tool and an instrument in making my decision. So for me, it's kind of a push over a certain line, whether that be bearish or bullish. So the interesting data that was reflected on chain is Bitcoin top 10 exchange inflow receives a peak recently. As pointed out by an analyst in Crypto Quant post, the Bitcoin top 10 exchange inflows have showed a bearish formation recently. The all exchanges inflow is an indicator that measures the total amount of Bitcoin entering wallets of all exchanges during a specified period. So investors usually deposit their Bitcoin to exchanges for selling purposes. You know, you're going to move your Bitcoin, your Ethereum off your ledger to an exchange, and then you're going to use that exchange to withdraw funds in USD, euros, Canadian dollars, what have you. So what they're seeing is a huge inflow of deposits of Bitcoin to the exchanges. And that data point makes people believe that if they're moving their money to exchanges, it's because they have interest in selling, which is really interesting. And that may be the cause of the pullbacks that we've seen before when we rip back down, which is why I'm waiting for a confirmation at this point. I'm happy to sit on my hands, happy to sit on the sidelines and wait to see how this resistance block plays out, because it is a larger resistance block. So, you know, the money is sitting on the exchanges may wait for us to hit this type of resistance, or maybe they already have their sell orders at this type of resistance level. Maybe they have it set to, you know, the even numbers like 50K, 51K, things like that. And they plan on taking out some profit and buying back lower, which is the name of the game. So that's why I've, stated yesterday, and I'll continue to kind of remain sidelined for most of my positions. I may do small plays here and there, but I'm okay sitting on my hands and waiting for a confirmation or invalidation one way or the other. I'm perfectly okay buying a little bit more expensive, but also taking the opportunity to buy in, at a discount for the next run up. So that's where I'm sitting currently. I did want to mention that the VeChain trade that we did that had success the other day, Waves had a heck of a day today, and its volume is through the roof still. So I'll be watching. You can see that I'm watching here on Binance. I'll be watching Waves closely. If you take a look at the daily volume, We're only 4 hours into the candle today, and we're more than half of the full volume of yesterday. And yesterday was a killer day. So I think we'll get a big resistance block at the $50 level, just because that's a known level. That's a even number. Just habitually, people are creatures of habit, so they'll continue to use those even figures. So I may see what we do with the $50 level and make a move based off of that. But waves is the amount of volume coming in on waves right now this is a very strong sign that at least there's going to be momentum or volatility coming to this coin. This is a lot of interest in a very short amount of time. So this one will absolutely be on my watch list, and we'll cover it on the stream tomorrow. We'll see what happened, right or wrong. But seeing the pump of volume in such a short amount of time has me interested to watch it for sure, and set up my alerts, and maybe toss a little bit of money in it. I'm hesitant to put too much into anything right now until Bitcoin figures out what it wants to do. If Bitcoin rips down, it's gonna rip the altcoins with it for the most part. So I'm completely okay just kind of waiting for Bitcoin to make its decisive decision and make plays off of that. But yeah, so that hopefully is helpful. I hope someone out there finds this information valuable. If you would, I consider giving a follow or subscribing to my YouTube. It would really help me out. Let me know that these videos are being watched. They're being helpful. They're part of someone's decision making, or education is the word that I'm looking for. So I'm happy to continue this. I hope it's beneficial. I hope it brings some value. Is what I'm trying to get at. Obviously, none of it's financial advice, but at least it will help point you in the direction for you to do your own research, for you to do your own trading plans that we talk about. And yeah, until then, I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. It's pretty much over at this point. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. The clock flipped over. So have an amazing Tuesday, and I'll catch you tomorrow night. Till then, peace.